It should work now.
Hello.
We'll find out. There's nothing playing right now. But
Okay.
okay. But didn't you go to Lime Street with that hair?
Oh, yeah, I can hear stuff now.
We can
hear it
hear
now.
stuff. I assume the stream can also hear stuff, but obviously I don't have any way to confirm it.
Yeah, chat says it's back.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
I
was about to unmute so I could hear it, but now we're good.
Yeah, no. OBS apparently has a unstable release again.
Neat.
That was a quite different matter. So I leave it in your capable hands. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm rather busy. Goodbye.
Of course you are. Alright, well, guess we'll go to the prison.
Time to do his dirty work.
I know.
That's
We
whack.
deserve better. Barclay Prison is on the outskirts of London, backing onto a lonely burial ground. Its 4 high outer walls loomed quietly before us in the fog. Having requested a meeting, we were shown to the governor's office in the watchtower. Love just the random weapons on the wall and the fucking toucan in the cage.
I'm a fan. That's such a tiny cage for that toucan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge fan of the guillotine clock.
Yeah, I will say that is a nice touch.
I want that.
All right, 1st of November, Barclay
can we
Prison
buy?
Governor's Office. Yeah.
Oh,
All right, who wants to take him?
Okay. You can take it.
This place is full of hardened criminals. Oh God, there's accent written in this again. I remember the last time a civilian was doing here.
You even volunteered for this one.
Yeah, I didn't read it. I wouldn't have. And you didn't want to talk to an inmate, but to me, I'm gonna be too focused. I can't do a voice if I'm focused on trying to figure out what the fuck he's saying. Do you know who I am? I'm the governor, Barry Chaden?
Kaidini? Caden?
Caden.
Oh, Caden.
Barry Caden.
Oh, like barricading. Barricading.
Okay.
Barricade.
Oh, yeah. It's a pleasure. I'm Nionosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer.
An Easterner, I see. Does that mean?
Yes, I'm a visiting student of law from the Empire of Japan.
Japan? Did you say Japan?
Yes.
Oh,
snap. Why is he sweating?
Yeah, why is he sweating?
Well, there's no way any of your kind in... There's no... What? Well, there's no any of your kind in here, laddie.
Oh,
maybe you should
Scottish.
try the prison next door,
yes.
Jesus.
He's Scottish. Laddie.
I didn't notice another prison next door, sir.
Anyway, we came to ask you some questions about...
I didn't like to be so direct, but I have no intention of speaking with the likes of you, suspicious-looking Easterners. Yuck!
Just make him sound like Shrek, I guess.
There you go.
Now get out of my hair.
Let's freaking go, Lemur. Let's freaking go.
So as soon as he finds out that we're from Japan, he reacts like this. Hey, I'm actually from Hong Kong. This man will not know the difference. That surely means...
I think it's because of the professor case.
You think so too, huh?
Get out of my swamp.
10 years ago, Genshin Asugi, also known as the Professor, was incarcerated at this prison. And then, after his execution, he apparently re-emerged from his grave in the cemetery behind the prison. Why am I saying this out loud?
I might have known. You're sniffing around about that case, aren't you?
Not with the way you're brandishing those.
Your agents, eh? Part of the professor's great web, no doubt.
No, not at all. We're just...
Get gone with you before I punch you lights out.
We're going! Clearly, the ghost of that killer still haunts this place. We're not gonna get anywhere here. Unless we can somehow prove to this man that there's nothing suspicious about us.
How do we decide his name was pronounced?
Aiden.
Caden. Governor Caden.
What are you thinking, Mrs. Zato?
I feel sure that name came up in conversation recently somewhere. I was wondering if whoever mentioned him might have some ideas to help us. Maybe she should ask Chat, since Chat remembers.
Yeah, I have the same feeling. All right, well, we're gonna go before this man smacks me with handcuffs. And let's go back to the hotel. Let's go to see Daddy and Daddy.
Oh, there he is.
And the hot one nowhere to be found.
The hot one, no.
That's Professor Mikotoba over there.
Oh, hello, you two. I was just taking a moment to catch up on the world, now that I'm unpacked.
But where's Judge Jigoku? Yeah, where's Daddy?
Where's Daddy? Yes, he's not the relaxing sort. He's taken himself to pay his respect to all legal bigwigs.
See, I thought that last week, Chat. Yeah, from before he kind of looks like Gregson.
Yeah.
It's the hat. Only having just arrived in the country today, goodness, he's full of energy.
He's just spent 45 days on a boat. Like, how much lazing around is he gonna do?
Yeah.
Professor, you mentioned something before about how you'd known the prison governor at Barclay Prison.
Oh, Governor Caden, you mean?
So it is the same man.
Father, we must speak with the governor. But he refused to talk to us. He said we were suspicious Easterners.
Well, I'm sure if I accompanied you, it would be a very different story.
Dad, can you help us? Oh, would you? That would be wonderful. If you have time now.
Sadly, you can see I'm a very busy man.
Doing
At
what?
the moment.
Reading the newspaper?
Yes.
Busy drinking coffee on a comfortable settee?
Yes. Now, I have a rather lot to prepare for tomorrow, you know?
Oh, sorry. I didn't say that out loud, did I?
I can read you like a book.
You Mikotobas are alarmingly good at reading people's thoughts.
Whoa, that's great.
Or it could be that you Naruhodos are alarmingly bad at hiding your thoughts.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Let's not fall out now. I have an idea.
Are you gonna write us a note? What's he writing on that piece of paper?
Well, here's a letter of introduction for you. Hopefully, when he sees my name, he'll change his tune.
Thank you. All right, we now have
Hell
a letter
yeah.
of intro.
Good luck then.
Okay, bye.
Okay, busy man. Okay.
I know, so busy.
So busy.
All right.
My dad gave us this piece of paper.
Yeah.
Please don't yell at us.
If you just cast your eyes over this, Governor Caden.
What's this then? Can you pull the wool over my eyes? You good for nothing Japanese student?
Oh my god.
Ugh. Miko Toba. That young jock.
A jog?
The young jock from the forensics laboratory, that Mikatoba?
Susato, what did you not tell us about your father? Yes, exactly! Him!
Oh dear, perhaps I should have said something sooner. I'm Eugene Mikotoba's daughter, Susato.
What?
What is that word?
Jings, I assume, I assume it's supposed to be like a nickname because his name's Eugene.
Okay, it's not giving me like a nice nickname kind of vibe. You're the young man's daughter? I don't like this man. Instant regret. And you didn't, I think, to mention that before? You have a lot of weaponry, sir. I do apologize.
Also, how many people does he think we're going to run into in London that know that man?
Yeah, can you imagine if you're like just going about your business, doing stuff for work, and it's like literally every time you introduce yourself, you're like, oh, like I'm so and so's like daughter.
Exactly.
Like that would be fucking weird.
Yeah.
Well, you'd best take a seat then. I can offer you a cup of tea, perhaps. And didn't I forget to try one of these wee handcrafted biscuits?
Wow, the way he daintily ate that. Crazy.
Your father's influence is nothing short of amazing.
I'm bitterly regretting not announcing who I was from the onset now. Why would you have? So then, what can I do for you, Hen? Well, we're currently investigating a case.
It's one of your warders, you see. He's gone missing.
Missing? That's right. It's surely been reported to you as well, being the prison governor. I haven't heard nothing of the sort. There's no missing persons in my prison. Oh.
But how can that be?
Mr. Daily Vigil, your chief warder. Vigil?
That's right. His wife came to us and asked us to investigate his disappearance. Let's skip the part about him only going missing yesterday for now. Clearly, that means something to him.
Would you be so kind to tell us what you know, sir? Aye, of course.
Why can't I see his muscles through that vest? That's crazy. Sorry.
That's how you know that man has a physique. Like,
look at that though. Like, that's crazy. Anyway.
He could probably stand to go up a size, we'll just put it that way. Like, that is Terry Crews level of,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, hello?
We understand that Mr. Vigil is the chief warder here at the prison.
Aye, that he was.
Was? Like, past tense? Was?
Strong sense of responsibility and dedicated to the job, no doubt about it. He was a fine warder.
Sorry, did you say was?
Aye. He doesn't he work here no more. He left the job. Oh my.
When was this exactly?
There's a question. When was it about? I can have been much less than 10 years ago now.
What?
What? What?
Huh? 10 years ago? He stopped working here 10 years ago.
as I mind it, Dukin haven't heard the fella's name in all that time. That's a worry if he's gone missing, though.
But Mrs. Vigil made no mention of it.
I think perhaps, Mr. Naruhodo, that his wife simply doesn't know.
I mean, we did point out she's dressed very nicely for a prison warder's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Something sus going on.
I think she's unaware that he no longer works here.
Governor Caden, can you tell us what happened? Why did Mr. Vigil give up his job here?
That's important, is it?
Yes, I believe it may be.
I wouldn't have asked.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
I can't help wondering, given that it was 10 years ago.
Huh?
Which was exactly when the professor was being held at this prison. Alright, 10 years ago.
So, Mr. Vigil actually resigned from the position of Chief Warder 10 years ago, you're telling us. What happened to make him leave the job? In actual fact, he didn't leave the job willingly. He had no choice in the matter.
You mean he was dismissed?
Nope. It was after a particular walk.
Am I the only one who wonders how much of an ass this man has? Like, it looks really flat from here, but like the rest of his body is chiseled. You would think he'd just have, you know, like a butt that you could bounce a quarter off of. Like,
Oh my god.
sorry, a walk?
That's our word for it in here. A walk to the gallows.
An execution.
It's not the job of the chief warder to. It's the job of the chief warder to prepare the gallows tree and oversee any executions. You see. Only Vigil did something unthinkable on that last walk he was manning. What did he do? I'm sorry, but I can't reveal that information. But I can tell you it's very rare for a chief warder to be relieved. Wow, okay. Relieved of his post. I'm so used to weird fucking words.
But
Normal
why-
words are weird.
why wouldn't Mrs. Vigil know about it? She appears to be under the impression that her husband still works here.
I wouldn't know anything about that, I'm afraid. Can you perhaps answer one more question about the circumstances of his dismissal? And what would that be, Hen? That last execution Mr. Vigil was responsible for overseeing? Was it by any chance the professor's?
My thoughts exactly.
I'm sorry, I really am. But I'm not at liberty to answer that. I see.
Alright, let's talk about the professor. Well, our professor, not the professor. Professor Mikotoba.
My father came to Britain all those years ago in order to study forensic medicine. But you seem to have been well acquainted. The dead room, the prison, and the cemetery have a lot to do with one another. After all, they need fresh corpses for the forensic research. Do you ken?
Yeah, I can imagine.
The advancement of medical science isn't always particularly palatable. Your father worked in the laboratory just on the far side of the graveyard. In the basement of St. Sinners. It's still used today.
St. Sinners? That's come up before, I'm sure.
Yes, that's right. We've been there. Mikotoba and I oft used to ride in a carriage together and negotiate terms.
For more fresh material, I suppose.
Jeez, we're just thinking out loud now.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to sit here for hours and gab on about discretion and all sorts. Ouch, it takes me back. It takes me back, there we go. Over a pot of tea and a plate of cuff biscuits, of course. How charming. He's a good fellow, your father. Reliable and dead set on his work. But I'm afraid we'll never understand you Japanese.
We were getting on so well. Because of Genshin Asogi, I suppose.
Well, I can't tell you anything else. Thank you so much for your time, Governor. Oh, one moment before you're away, Hen. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere. Yeah, that man has no ass. Found it. Here, take this wee souvenir of your visit to the prison.
Is this like those little wings that they give to people, who fly for the first time? It's just, a little certificate that tells you, yes, I went, here was my first prison visit.
Maybe. What is it? That's Vigil's dismissal notice. It's 10 years old now, of course. Oh, my. Are you sure? It's no trouble at all. It's the original, mind.
Thank you very much, Governor Caden.
Well, in return, do me a favor, never come back here. That case is closed.
Okay. Will you get a bigger cage for your bird, please?
Well, I think we ought to return to Baker Street for the time being.
Yeah, I agree. We need to report back to Mr. Sholmes with what we've found out about Mr. Vigil. What will he tell Mrs. Vigil, I wonder? All right, let's head back to Baker Street. Baker Street. Sholmes' suite. All right, 1st of November, Sholmes' suite. We're back.
Hello, you two. Or is it? Oh wait, hello, you. Damn, it's one of those. It's either one. I just picked the wrong one.
Yeah.
Hello, you two. I thought you'd be back before long, so I baked some scones for us all.
So that's what the delicious smell is. What the fuck?
Wow. I'm sorry. I had to take a moment. Me, who loves blue hair, but boy, I don't know about this one. Greetings, my fellows. You returned a good deal sooner than I was anticipating.
Hello, Mr. Sholmes.
Hello, Mr. Sholmes.
Susato's like morphing horror was so funny.
I say nothing. Your thoughts are written all over your faces in any case. You love it. Turns out it may have been advisable to test my hair color restoration tonic before application.
Yeah. Yeah, probably would have been.
Oh my.
Exactly.
Wait,
We now have
Debbie.
Herlock von Karma.
Oh my god. What of your wanted friend? Have you garnered some new information?
Oh, yes. Something very surprising, in fact. Though it's not a patch on your hair, to be honest.
It most certainly isn't.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh boy. All right.
Ginar.
love this girl. My child.
Drop everything, Chomes. This is more important.
Gina. Oh,
I can't Adam and Eve it.
what did you do, Shams?
Oh shit.
You made her
No.
cry.
Not Gina. It's Pepper Girl.
What's happened?
Clearly a very grave matter indeed. For Miss Lestrade made no mention of my hair whatsoever.
Not everything is
Maybe
about
it's
you,
not
Shams.
about you.
Wow, what a bitch.
It's the boss.
Oh,
What do you mean? Inspector Gregson?
The boss he's dead.
No!
not
What?
Gregson.
I don't think he's actually dead.
He better not be. I haven't gotten to kick that man's ass yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no
you're on the
fish
same.
and chips.
So, chat. Yeah, did Gregson say something mean to you? Well, kicks Gregson's ass if he was mean to you. Never mind.
Never mind. Wow, the way that the night changes in today is crazy.
Look, let me just say, if he is alive, I am going to kick his ass
Yeah.
for making her cry. So the ass kicking may still be coming. But if he's actually dead. But why? Why Gregsy?
Yeah.
What?
Gregsy died.
They
Oh, yeah,
just
he's
found
dead.
his body shot with a pistol.
But Gregsy.
What?
But Inspector Gregson.
He was murdered?
No, no, Gregsy.
Come in, my dear girl. Tell us the whole story. This is sad. This is
Not
sad.
Gregson.
Not Gregsy.
Are you serious, Gina? Inspector Gregson was. He was really shot.
No, I'm just pulling your leg. I don't know much about what happened myself yet. They're still there investigating the scene.
Where did this take place?
A little rented room in a building full of flats on Fresno Street.
The outskirts of town. Nowhere near his home. He was perhaps investigating a case then.
The thing is, no one at the yard knows nothing about no case around there. Oh, how strange. The boss was... He was so good to me. I know I ain't much yet, but...
Oh.
Ain't up to much.
Oh.
One day I was gonna show him I'd become a proper detective.
Gina!
No.
Oh, Ginny.
All right, let's talk about the culprit. So, who did this? Do you have any idea who the culprit is? I'll become a prosecutor for this case.
Real.
They got him already.
Oh.
Alright, I forgot.
Okay.
I'm just talking to myself and I
Yeah.
forgot already.
They've caught the shooter so soon?
It better.
A witness reported something was going on and the boys got straight down there and took care of him. Who? What awful person did this?
Is Natsume back in town? Before we find out who, like, just in case I have to defend that man again.
I still can't believe it myself.
Is it gonna be Von Zieks? Or
Oh my god. Girl, out with it! Gina. I know you're going through it right now. Please tell us. It was the Reaper. Yeah, the Edgeworth arc.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Wait a minute! You don't mean they've arrested Lord Von Zieks for it?
That's right. The Reaper bloke's gone and shot the boss.
No! Lord Von Zieks.
Turnabout Goodbyes 2.0.
Yup.
If only when the first series had come out, we'd actually read a history book. Thought about our family history, we might have been able to catch on to that one faster.
Are you quite sure, Miss Lestrade? It's Baron von Zieks the police have arrested.
I saw him with my own eyes. The interview room at the yard. I don't believe it. But there were witnesses, and they're all saying it was him.
So it wasn't almost midnight?
So you mean there were actually multiple witnesses? Did they all have red hair?
Yeah.
They heard a gunshot, apparently. And when our lot got to the scene, there was only the boss and that Reaper bloke in the room.
But
Yeah, so that naturally means it was him.
clearly. But there's no way Lord Von Zieks would have taken Gregson's life. I just don't believe it.
Chat says, Lord Von Zieks, I would never shoot a man. I'd only kill with swords and napalm. I don't believe it either.
I will say, if Von Zieks were to kill someone, a pistol just doesn't seem like him.
No.
You think he's a knife guy?
I do think he's a knife guy. Or like a sword, or,
Yeah, sword, yeah.
Or,
something.
drain them of their blood kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
a
I'm thinking
vampire
more
type.
poison. If he was going
Yeah.
to kill someone, it would be discreet.
Yeah, yeah.
So
He's not a very messy guy.
no.
He's a fucking prosecutor. He wouldn't be caught holding the bag, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he'd find ye old sniper rifle or something. Like
Heal.
Sniper rifle.
I don't know what snipers were like. Just a reminder, I did not do well in history class, but
Let's see. Poison sounds too indirect and dishonorable for Von Zieks.
it just
No.
seems more elegant, right?
Yeah.
It's like, that scene in The Princess Bride where they both have the poisoned cups, but one
Yeah.
of them has, an immunity to poison. That's the kind of bullshit Von Zieks would pull, I feel.
Mm.
Not, shooting a man with a pistol.
Yeah. Thank you for informing us, Miss Lestrade. This really is most terrible news. I'm dreadfully sorry.
What are you saying sorry for? You didn't do nothing. Well, anyway. I'm taking a cab over to the scene right now. Please come and all, as soon as you can. You've got to help.
Of course. Well, things have now taken a turn for the worse.
It's a detective's lot. Wait, it's a detective's lot to appear wherever some sinister plot has unfolded. Little wonder we all look haggard. Sometimes these things are almost too much for the nerves.
Mr. Sholmes.
What use is there in being a great detective if I fail to see something like this coming? Ah, how could I let this happen to Gregson? To Gregson! Mr. Naruhodo, shall leave at once to begin my investigations.
Of course, yes. We will too.
It would be helpful. You could talk to Mr. Reaper and see what you can glean.
Is that what we're just calling him now, Mr. Reaper?
I'm sure you were intending to do so anyway. Until later, then.
Inspector Gregson dead. And Lord Von Zeke's arrested.
Ryu, Susie, I've called you a handsome. It's waiting outside.
Thanks, Iris. Shall we, Miss Susato?
Yes.
All right, I think it's time to go check out the fuck is going on with Mr. Reaper.
Yeah, what happened?
Never mind me. Oh, there it is, the prison. I just can't read. Oh, well, he's just hanging out in there. All right, 1st of November, local prison, cell 1. There he is, Lord Von Zeke's behind bars.
So it's true. He really was arrested.
He's sitting with his back to the wall, reading something. I don't think he's noticed us.
We haven't talked loud enough yet. There we go.
Lord Von Zeke's? I'm sorry.
Fancy meeting you here.
Just a fucking regular party, man.
The last place on Earth I'd like to be, with the last person on Earth I'd like to see.
I thought we were actually, like, bonding, having a moment recently, so I'm so glad that we're still here.
Jerk.
I couldn't very well not come. We heard what happened. That Inspector Gregson was...
Go home. There's nothing to do with you.
But...
Forgive me, Lord Von Zeeks, but I must disagree. Inspector Gregson was very helpful to us on a number of occasions. We're indebted to him. At the very least, we owe it to him to find out the truth about his death. You must help us with our investigation. Please.
There's really nothing I can tell you.
What were you just reading at the back of the cell there? Was it something related to the case?
This. The Yard isn't quite so cavalier with its information as to share case details with a suspect.
Fair.
This is a letter from an old acquaintance.
Oh, who might that be?
Someone you know, as it happens. Albert Hambrain.
Oh, how's he doing? Of course, yes. I keep forgetting they went to the same university.
I would like to read my correspondence in peace, so let's get this over with, shall we?
Well, fine then.
What is it you want to know?
Everything. Strange. I mean, let's face it, Lord Von Zeeks never minces his words. But they seem to have less bite than usual somehow. He needs my help.
Ew. Twirls hair lovingly.
He needs my help.
Wow.
Can you at least tell us your side of the story, Lord Von Zeeks? What happened?
How much do you already know?
Absolutely fucking nothing.
We know that the inspector was shot dead in a small rented room on Fresno Street.
And that you were found there by police when they arrived on the scene and immediately arrested.
We were told that there was nobody else in the room and that some witnesses heard the gunshot.
And you're well informed. And there's really nothing I can add. The truth is, I don't know what happened myself.
But the gunshot. Obviously, you didn't fire the gun, did you?
I'm not in the habit of shooting people. I work alongside.
Fair, because I feel like you would have shot me already.
Yeah, we would have died
Yeah,
immediately.
you know.
I also heard the noise. However, before I had a chance to investigate, I was apprehended by the arriving officers.
Did you also pick up the gun without thinking about it? So he doesn't actually know what happened.
If I might ask, what were you doing in that place to begin with? Also, what did you do with Kazuma?
I don't need to answer that.
Okay.
Oh?
After all, you're not representing me.
I'd like to point out I have a great track record, so actually you probably want me to represent you.
Mm-hmm.
He is
I
going
like
to
it.
need a lawyer, though. And I need to make a rent payment.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. Who
Please
is-
hire me. I'm
yeah.
desperate.
Who is going to be representing you in court, Lord Von Ziegs? I'll do it for like triple my regular rate.
Anyone better other than you, I should imagine.
Well, fuck you too.
Shit.
Chat says, Von Zeeks, all that happened was he said Happy Halloween and fired the gun. Then he was on the floor. You only won your first trial against me by cheating. How can I trust you?
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
I won all those other ones without cheating, so, you know.
Exactly.
Would I be right in assuming that you have no representation as of yet?
Defense lawyers shy away from any trial involving the Reaper, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah, well, we're stupid, so let's go.
Yeah. But
Now we have no brain cell.
this is different.
My career, all of the defendants I've prosecuted, only 19 have been acquitted. Of them, 16 subsequently died in mysterious circumstances. Questions will be asked now.
Surely not.
I assure you, no defense lawyer will want to touch me with the end of a barge pole.
But you didn't actually have anything to do with those people's deaths. Did you?
It's been 10 years now, and I've been known as the Reaper of the Bailey. Believe me, nobody wants to know the true identity of this killer more than I. However, seems things may come to a head before I have the chance to uncover the truth about that.
What does he mean by that? Alright, let's talk about the letter. After the trial, Professor Hairbrain was supposed to go straight back to Germany, I thought.
It's a letter to inform me of this safe arrival at home. I arranged this passage by sea and rail. It's a relief, I must say. It should now be beyond the reaches of the Reaper.
Because the Reaper doesn't follow people abroad, you mean?
Yes, so it seems. You stooped little Nipponi's friend, for example. You told me he was keeping well in Japan when I inquired the other day.
Well is a stretch, but I think that's just how he always is. Yes, that's right. He's an author now, happily working in Tokyo.
So Professor Hairbrain is safely back in Germany now.
He is. So, It appears our conversation has run dry.
There was a 2-second silence. That's all.
Damn, 2 seconds is a long time. Well, in any event, if you excuse me now, I would like to detain you.
I was wondering, Lord Von Zeeks, um, if you'd like, I'd be happy to advocate for you.
You trust me, do you?
A
Yes.
mistake.
It is a mistake, but yes.
Yeah.
I've heard you speak many times in court. I've seen how you treat people, myself included. So I'm quite sure that you would never have taken another's life. Except, with one of those wine bottles you just keep tossing behind you in court like it's,
Damn.
fucking Mardi Gras. It's just, my feelings can't be used as evidence in a court of law, sadly.
It's a very gracious offer. However, I trust no one.
What?
Not the police, not the judiciary, and not you Nipponese.
But, please.
I have no intention of engaging your services.
What an asshole.
Holy fuck.
The chasm between us is just too wide and too deep, it seems.
I'd appreciate if you don't visit again. Then neither of us will waste any more time.
Well, the way you're going, you're gonna end up on death row, so your days are limited. Perhaps we need to dig a little deeper and find out more about Lord Von Zeeks and what happened to Inspector Gregson. We will not be leaving well enough alone.
We just love to push his buttons.
We do. Look,
It's too much fun.
fuck the missing dude.
Love-
Yeah, we're no longer interested in that
No,
at all.
no.
no.
We're gonna figure this one out, if only because I want to have him beg.
What?
So, 1st of November,
Damn.
room on Fresno Street. When have I ever
Ben?
given any other,
Ben begging ASMR?
yes, absolutely. Look, come on. If I don't have him begging, then what is the point here?
Exactly, yeah.
This
He
really,
needs to see pretty please with a sugar on top. Yeah.
right?
With a cherry.
On his knees, this really is an out-of-the-way part of London. I doubt many people find their way down this back street. So this dust-ridden rented old room is where it happened then.
So this is where poor Inspector Gregson lost his life.
Yes. And the police are already hard at work investigating, it seems. In their cute little capes. I don't see Mr. Sholmes anywhere, though. Perhaps his investigations have taken him elsewhere?
Oi, what you think you're doing there? Every one of them drawers has got to be taken right out so you can look underneath and all. I want the space above the ceiling checked, and don't forget to look inside the chimney stack, too.
I am so proud of her.
Wow.
Blimey, ain't you never gone over an house looking for dough when the owners are out of town?
Damn!
I love her.
Oh, Ginar.
Gina's obviously got some unique investigative techniques she wants everyone to adopt.
Oh, so you turned up at last. Mind you, I ain't been here long myself.
Hello again, Gina.
Sholmes has only just left. You're lucky you missed that. He went prancing around here, pointing at all the stuff and flicking all at off. Oh gosh. Okay, hold on. He went prancing around here, pointing at stuff and flicking that at off is and just scampered. I don't know. I tried. Oh, he's finished investigating already. Do you mean? Yeah, he didn't stop to say nothing to no one, not even me.
Gina, would you mind if we investigated too?
Listen, Odo. You're a lawyer, right?
Yes, I think. My armband says I am. Why?
Well, you're not thinking of trying to help that Reaper bloke, are you?
Oh! Poor Gina. She's never going to forget, is she? That trial will haunt her forever.
Gina, if you don't mind me saying, if Lord Von Zieks really is responsible for this crime, he will be duly and fairly judged in court. I suppose you're right, yeah. Go on then, Odo. Get investigating. I want to know the truth about what really happened here.
Thank you, Gina. I feel like we need to have, like, a celebratory fish and chips. Alright. Idea. An empty fireplace makes a room feel even colder than it would be otherwise, doesn't it?
It's thick with dust. Look. I think it would be fair to say that it hasn't been used in a very long time.
In other words, whoever lived in this room must have been extremely hardy in cold weather.
Or nobody lived here at all and merely visited when the occasion arose. I wouldn't like to say which is more likely.
No, that's right. It's one or the other. Oh, never mind.
Oh, it's a photograph stand. I suppose it must be a picture of Inspector Gregson's family members. Ah.
What's the matter? Your eyes look like they're about to pop out of your head.
They are. Look, Mr. Naruhodo, quickly.
Oh! Huh.
Oh?
Why do I feel like this woman is familiar somehow?
Of course she's familiar. We met her only this morning.
Oh! It's Mrs. Vigil!
This makes no sense. Why would there be a picture of Mrs. Vigil in here?
To be frank, I don't think I've ever been more stumped.
I'm sorry to say, I have no idea either. This looks like some sort of notice board or something.
And it's absolutely covered in scraps of paper.
Ah, Mr. Naruhodo, look.
This you mean? It's an autopsy report, isn't it?
And there are case notes here and details of prison inmates.
Yes. In fact, they're all the sorts of documents that only a detective could normally acquire. What on earth went on in this room?
Some old newspaper cuttings. Ah, and this one here.
Oh, yeah, the advertisement you made. To the Red-Headed League. But why? What's that doing here?
Whoever occupied this room was clearly interested in it for some reason.
Excuse me. You want to take the policeman, Mana?
Oh, sure. I thought you were gonna Elmo it. Not gonna lie.
I thought about it, but otherwise you don't have anything to voice in here, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, Inspector. Oh, sir.
Poor man. He can't possibly be able to focus on investigating when he's so upset. Okay,
Oh, okay.
glad we did that.
Nice.
Excuse me.
Sorry, sir. Can't see a thing, sir. Too many tears, sir.
Right. Perhaps I'd better leave you to your work then.
No, they're all sad.
This is presumably the murder weapon then. Did I just pick it up? Like,
Bro.
look at this murder weapon.
Your bare hands and everything.
Yep.
Oh my. Is it real, I suppose?
I think so. Guns are so rare in Japan. I really know very little about them. Oh God, Susato, no.
I think, okay, so chat said, what if this is where Daly was hiding? So this is where Daly was hiding, investigating the Red-Headed League. Maybe
Maybe.
he was part of it. We don't know what color his hair is.
That's true.
There's one way to know for sure, Mr. Naruhodo. Fire a shot.
No. If I did that, I'd be looking for a skilled lawyer to represent me in court. Slightly safer to just ask someone who might know, I think.
Little toy soldier.
Ever since we came in here, I can't take my eyes off this thing.
Oh, funnily enough, neither can I.
It's a hairpiece, isn't it?
Oh. It is a bright red hairpiece.
And I suppose the fact that it's right there next to where the body was found means we have to accept that Inspector Gregson wore wigs, does it?
Funny. No.
And it's such a flame-colored red, too.
Yes, that's a color we've come across very recently elsewhere, isn't it?
Susato, a skilled lawyer like your cousin Ryutaro Naruhodo? Renosuke, my what?
My what?
Who?
Who? I have a cousin?
Exactly. It's a vital clue, I'm sure of it.
I mean, the nice thing is, Kazuma's back, so in theory, he hasn't forgotten all of the law. Oh, what's this?
It would appear to be a little model policeman. Would appear... Oh, sorry. I'd rather be charmed. I looked at my dogs and then just decided to reread the thing I already read. It's rather charming, isn't it, in a way?
Seeing as it's on the floor here, do you think it belonged to Inspector Gregson?
It's a little hard to imagine Lord Von Zeeks playing with something like this. Gregson, sure.
Yeah.
Certainly.
It's only about 8 centimeters tall. It could have fallen out of someone's pocket, I suppose. I think we should record it as evidence, just in case.
Yes, I agree. It's rather delightful, after all, in a way.
Unless it's covered in blood.
Yeah, it looks pretty clean. So, I suppose... this is where the victim...
That's right. The rope is laid around... The rope? Oh. Why is it rope? Never mind. That's right. The rope is laid around the body to show exactly how it was found. Poor Inspector Gregson himself has already been taken away.
And would probably be under Dr. Scythe's scalpel by now, if not for what happened last week.
From the shape of the rope, it would appear that the inspector was curled up in a ball. Are you feeling all right, Mr. Naruhodo? You look like you've just seen a ghost.
I know it's just a rope, but, well, it conjures up quite a terrifying image. That's all. Especially with that blood stain next to it.
Oh, I do understand. In some ways, what we picture in our minds can be even worse than reality.
Susato-san is so strong, though. She's taking this far better than I am. Excuse me.
Oh wait, that's me. If you're looking down on us from a great beyond inspector, don't worry. Look after things at the yard.
I've interrupted some deep thoughts there. Alright, I think that's... no, maybe not. The top of one of the candles in this candle holder has been completely blown off.
Yes, there's wax splattered on the wall behind it. Look.
I suppose if a bullet had hit it...
It does seem likely that the bullet hit the candle, having first passed through the inspector's body.
Ugh. Now that wax on the wall looks like blood to me.
Here, Maverick, come here. Come here.
Alright, I think we've looked at everything, so let's chat with Gina now. Gina, what was Inspector Gregson doing here in the first place?
That's what I want to know. It's what? After years since I got out of the clink? That's when I decided to give up the diving and become a detective instead.
Oh yeah, Mr. Sholmes twisted the inspector's arm to agree to take you on as an apprentice, didn't he?
Sort of like that, I think. Anyway, the point is, I didn't really know much about the boss till then. But turns out he's a bit of a legend at the yard. Goodness, really? They say he's managed to solve some really tricky case, just like that.
He did?
Yep. And ever since then, he started going out on all sorts of investigations, but always on his own. No one else at the yard even knows what half the cases he's working on are, apparently. That seems safe.
That's not how it's supposed to work, is it? So what was the legendary inspector doing in a dingy little room like this?
I know he had a lot of respect for the Reaper and all, and look where that landed him.
Respect for the Reaper? In what way?
I heard him say as much. I take my hat off to the fella, were his words.
Not how the general public feels, is it? Most people are terrified of the Reaper.
Yeah, the boss said that that's exactly why he respected the bloke.
I didn't realize Gregson held the Reaper in quite such high regard.
He said something else to me at all. I didn't need to worry about the Reaper because he only goes after people what are bad. It kind of set my mind at ease when he said that.
Right. What is this place then? Does anyone live here?
Apparently it's been rented by some cove called Hewbone. Hewbone? Hewbone. Hewbone.
It's a sort of here today, gone tomorrow name, that, isn't it?
Excuse me. Yeah, he's what we call an unidentified person. We haven't been able to get in touch with him yet.
I see. Well, judging by appearances, I'd have to say that this place hasn't been lived in for a long time. If ever.
Right, all the lads from the yard. Sorry, every time I think of the song. All the lads from the yard piled down to get stuck into the investigation.
Was there milkshakes involved?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
But there's so little ear, no
see.
one knew what to do with themselves. I do wonder.
Yes, Mrs. Ethel?
Well, could it be that this Hugh Boone is in fact Inspector Gregson himself?
What? How could that be?
Well, if he was investigating on his own, it's quite possible that this was in fact some kind of secret office of his.
I'd never even considered that.
Nice work, Suze. We're actually following a line of inquiry like that ourselves.
You are?
If you look around the room, you see, there's a few things that hint at all.
We should really investigate this place in detail. Alright, the incident.
I see that's where the poor inspector was found, over there. Yeah, that's right. They said it was a single bullet what did him in. In Holmes' canon, Hugh Boone was a beggar, who featured in The Man with the Twisted Lip. Apparently, the bullet went right through him and struck the candle tree on the wall.
Oh, yeah. It's blown one of the candles apart completely.
And the gun used there on the floor, it's the Reaper's, isn't it? No denying that.
What? Really?
How do you know that?
It says Reaper on it.
Take it easy. I don't know what to do with myself when you stare at me with them big wide eyes. I'm only saying what I've heard. I don't know much about guns myself. But there's some bigwig lawman or whatever who said so. Why don't you ask him?
Bigwig Logman, is it?
Uh-oh. Anyway, Fresno Street runs along under that window there. There were some street sellers just outside who heard the gunshot. Oh, but I don't recall seeing anybody outside. Yeah, they've all been taken down to the yard for questioning. That's why. We're talking about the yard's legendary inspector here, after all. They'll be getting a grillin'.
Do you think we might be able to speak with those street sellers ourselves?
Doubt it. The lads at the yard will just want to know what you're snooping for, and you'll be up for grilling and all.
So we can't interview the witnesses then. Shame. Because we have clearly made friends with literally every single person we've ever known.
We're so good at friendship.
I know. Hey Gina, do you know anything about this photo? No, she doesn't. Okay.
Chat says since Graydon did the Reaper's work in killing McGilded, and Gregson was conspiring with him to hide state secrets, what if Gregson was involved in the other Reaper killings?
Yeah, it's a possibility.
That would be wild.
Okay. Let's do... Anything that she has to say about the candle? No. Okay. She's not really into doing detective work at the moment. I see. Have you seen my armband? This armband is proof, in Japan at least, that I'm a defense lawyer.
And this badge is proof that I'm a detective.
Oh my god.
Nice.
So you're all gonna have to start calling me Inspector Lestrade.
In that case, you'll have to start calling me, well, anything but Odo.
Could call you Defender Nara Odo if you like, but it don't really tip off the tongue.
No, it doesn't have a great ring to it, does it? Alright, well. Should we go check out the Lord Chief Justice's office, see what he has to say?
Sure.
Alright, 1st of November. British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office.
You've made good time.
I
I took it. There you go. You should.
I took an express train back to London. I can hear Lord Strongheart. Can you?
Yes, it sounds as though he's talking to someone.
Oh, there he is. My love.
Hottie.
Talking to myself some more. Great. Okay. Is everything in place? I had a private compartment on the train so I could check all the paperwork.
It's...
Kazuma-sama.
Hello.
He just left. Like, nope. Your timing is impeccable.
It is?
No doubt you have heard the sickening news. I've been watching too much Drag Race. And took
Sickening is not, yeah.
Wow.
Like, that's a weird way to put it. Oh.
Yeah.
He means it in the traditional sense. About the Reaper's latest devilry?
Yes.
I'm sure you won't believe it, of course, though, Lord Strongheart. That Lord Von Zeeks could have done such a thing to Inspector Gregson. Oh. Chat says the man with the twisted lip also started with a woman asking Holmes to find her missing husband, who was an opium addict.
Oh, snap.
I believe only in the facts. And the facts in this case point to one thing. Murder, Maverick, murder. He's uninterested in me. Okay.
Yeah.
The unavoidable accusal of Lord Von Zeeks for this crime. We must bring charges against the Reaper for taking the life of our legendary detective. Oh, no, surely not. It's a truly regrettable situation. Tomorrow, the Forensic Science Symposium finally begins. At the very least, though, we can show the world our justice system's swift and equitable process.
So, does that mean the trial is tomorrow?
No, it means the trial is today. No,
Yeah.
Precisely. Precisely.
Didn't you know? It started 5 minutes ago.
In fact,
so
this is a
crazy.
fine opportunity for introductions. Oh, you were right, chat.
Oh.
Chat was like, they're gonna make Kazuma be the
Oh.
prosecutor.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
I
at
think
least we
you're-
actually get to make eyes at each other across the room this time.
Gotta fight? Oh.
We're having this whole arc. It's lovers to enemies. Hopefully back to lovers at the end. We'll find out.
I hope so. Also,
Friends
can't
to
stop
lovers
looking.
to enemies to lovers.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Can't stop looking at his chest. It's
I
great.
know.
And muscles. It's so nice. Thank you.
I don't get how any of the clothes in this game are
Tailored.
constructed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everything is spandex is all I can say.
I love it though.
Absolutely. Kazuma.
But of course, you're already acquainted, aren't you? Mr. Osogi here will be present at tomorrow's proceedings. leading the prosecution.
Wait. What? Kazuma?
As
Hot.
I'm sure you're aware, he's a very capable practitioner of law. Kazuma-sama. We've had more practice than this man has.
Yeah, come
We
on.
have, but also, I feel like we're
Don't
at an
forget
unfair
amnesia.
disadvantage because he's hot.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
Like,
Okay.
clearly this was Strongheart's thought, is that even if we take on the defense, we will be so distracted by this man in front of us that
Mhm.
we just won't put up the same defense. He knows our defense lawyer tricks exactly, like...
Yeah. Kazuma-sama, a prosecutor? Yeah, he taught us those tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least taught Susato.
Look at how that belt drapes over his hip. Sorry. I'm
Do
so
you need a drink of
distracted.
water? You thirsty bitch.
All right, let's talk about tomorrow's trial. I'm totally paying attention to all of this.
Oh my god. Chat. X marks the spot.
And he's right! Like, Chad is right!
Didn't even think about that, but holy fuck.
The belt stays on during sex.
Oh. So you know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you can imagine that tomorrow's trial will be closely followed all over London.
This is
In
great.
fact, no, people all over the Empire will be watching closely to see how it unfolds.
I'm watching very closely how this unfolds right now. I unfold, yeah.
Yeah. There's no salvation for anyone in a trial prosecuted by the Reaper of the Bailey. And now the Reaper himself must stand in the dock?
Quite so. The public want answers about the Reaper. Answers about how and why those who escaped conviction subsequently died mysterious deaths.
Okay.
That's not what he's on trial for.
Exactly, like...
You can't.
They've sat there and went, you know what? Now is the time to get all the dirty laundry.
Listen, we got him arrested. It's time to just talk about everything he could have possibly done.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But Lord Von Zieks firmly denies any involvement in such matters.
And there have been thorough investigations that have proven him to be innocent.
Sorry. That's certainly true, or it has been, at least until now. So what I'm laughing at. Kazuma, I need to mark this, or Kazuma, I need to mark the spot because Runosuke is quite bad at finding... Oh gosh. Why? My brain, I'm sorry.
Erogenous.
Erogenous sounds, thank you. I was like, I can't. That word isn't Hisusato's-san.
Wow.
Roasted and sexy at the same time, like...
Hot.
And he hasn't even said a word to us.
I know.
No. Tomorrow's trial will mark the start of a new chapter in our country's great judicial history.
I really have a problem with how this is going.
Bruv.
So, Kazuma will be prosecuting tomorrow?
Does he get his own wine? That's right.
Oh my god, he better get some kind of counter.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a defense lawyer, Lord Strongheart. He's just standing back there like, what?
Maybe I should have not given him his sword back yet.
Yeah, that's our sword, bitch.
Mhm.
Gotta earn it. Accomplished young law practitioners cannot pick and choose their roles.
Then why have I not gotten to be prosecution?
And well, I mean...
We need to wear more revealing clothing.
Yeah.
That'd
There we
be a lot
go.
more sexy. And imagine what it will mean for the prosecution to know that the strategies And imagine what it will mean for the prosecution to know the strategies commonly employed by the defense.
Logic? I didn't realize we were doing rocket science over here.
Yeah, he's doing calculus
Yeah.
over here. A devastating combination, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. I've no doubt at all that Kazuma will be razor sharp as a prosecutor.
But why Kazuma-sama? Because their main prosecutor is in jail.
Mm-hmm.
There are surely many other highly skilled prosecutors in Great Britain. It was a personal request. I asked to be assigned to the trial. He speaks.
You asked for this? But why? If you wanted to fuck on the bench, like, we didn't need an audience.
It'll all become clear tomorrow.
Will it? Nothing is clear right now.
I'm guessing you intend to stand for the defense, don't you? Although, the root beer... Jesus. I can tell it's getting towards the end of the night because my reading is worse. Although the Reaper appears to be turning down all offers of representation.
I mean, to be fair, if the prosecution... Well, if a defense lawyer can be prosecution, why can't prosecution be a defense lawyer?
Yeah.
Like, he could technically represent himself.
He could. That would be really dumb, though.
It would be. Like, don't get me wrong, but...
You would be crazy enough to do it, though.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm surprised such a personal request would have been upheld. It seems unprecedented. Quite exceptional, in fact. Excuse me. You are quite right, Miss Mikotoba. Tomorrow's trial will be unprecedented and exceptional in every way. After all, the accused is one of Britain's greatest prosecutors, the pride of the empire. So we're gonna take him down. It would be unwise to give the public a reason to perceive it as the judiciary closing ranks.
So that's why you're happy to let a foreigner handle the prosecution?
Ryunosuke, let's see how your skills have been honed. After practicing law in this land for so many months, don't threaten me.
He really is the final boss.
Kazuma, I don't understand why you're being so hostile to me now.
Because it's sexy.
This isn't going to end well, my friend. It should end very well. Like, if I've read enough fan fiction. Like,
I've read enough fan fiction to know where this is going.
Exactly. We're heading towards one of two paths. One, we have like the nice reconciliation, like everything's all good. The other side is hate sex, like both are good. So,
Oh my god.
all right, the killer's gun. Oh yes, we noticed that there was a gun at the scene of Inspector Gregson's death. Do you know if it belongs to Lord Von Zeeks?
That would be a question for the lead detective investigating the scene.
Well, the thing is, she wasn't sure, so she told me I should ask somebody higher up who might know.
That's right, Mr. Naruhodo. Be direct.
I'm so glad I have a cheerleader with me as I'm talking to my boss.
It's certainly a model that's issued to all personnel involved in law enforcement, yes. Which includes prosecutors, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Okay, but if I could be a prosecutor too because I'm a defense lawyer, when do I get my gun?
In that case, it could actually have belonged to the victim. No, Gregson had his gun on his person.
What about Lord Von Zeeks?
He claims it's currently not in his possession.
Oh yes, the classic I just forgot where my gun is defense.
Mm-hmm.
What?
According to his story, he lost it. In short, it's more than a little suspicious.
Boss.
But just because the gun in question is the same type as the defendant's is no proof that it's actually his. No, of course not.
Nevertheless, the situation is grave for Lord Von Zeeks. Hi, have you seen my armband? He does not care.
Nope.
Boo.
Give no fucks.
Let's see, is there anything that I actually want to give him? No, I don't see anything. Hello.
Hey, baby girl.
Let's see. Okay, so chat says the man with the twisted lip, Hugh Boone, was the alias used by a guy pretending to be a beggar who panhandled enough money to marry into nobility. He was also the prime suspect for that guy's murder and didn't get arrested because he wasn't actually murdered. Twisty. I'm sorry for all the worry I've caused you, but it'll be all right now.
Has your memory completely returned?
Yes, completely. I remember everything, including what I was coming here to do.
Right.
Kazuma-sama, I can't tell you how happy I am to see you alive and well like this.
I forgot we haven't had a moment like this yet.
Yeah. But how'd you come to be here in London when you were suffering from amnesia? It was the voice.
What?
He pulled
The
the voices
voices.
in his head. This
The
past
voices.
year, I've been hearing it in my head constantly, saying the same thing over and over. Go to London. That's where your destiny waits.
What?
It was that voice that guided me here to London. I'm so sorry for what's happened. Anyway, my memory might have returned to me. But there's something that won't return to the way it was before.
Huh? What do you mean?
Hey, buddy. I know, buddy. I am a prosecutor now, so I'm sure our paths will cross again very soon. You can't go back to being a defense attorney?
Apparently not.
Once you become
Wow.
prosecutor, that's it.
You get a gun, and
You
it's
can never go back.
that's it for you. It doesn't look like we're going to glean much more here. Well, thank you very much, Lord Strongheart.
Remember, tomorrow's trial will go down in our empire's history. There's much you could learn from the public gallery. Bitch.
I'm going to be in that defense booth just because you said that. Actually, I was
Yup.
already going to be, but you know what? Even more now. Sorry to have taken up so much of your
Worry.
time. We'll see ourselves out.
Hold it.
Oh? Okay.
Hold it. Okay.
If you'd like.
Before you
You can hold
go,
me any day.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
before you go, Ryunosuke,
Oh, what is it, Kazuma?
I just wanted to thank you.
Yeah? For what?
Uh-huh. Kazuma-sama, what?
With dinner?
You took my determination to heart and brought it with you over the ocean in my stead. And you carried out my role to perfection.
Oh.
You always were intent on studying British law in order to change our own justice system. It was your dream, and Mr. Naruhodo didn't want that to die with you. Yes, but I had another purpose for coming here. Oh? Girl, you know why. I actually have a favor to ask.
Okay. Whatever you say. Which is...
This trial I'll be prosecuting tomorrow. I'd like you to be there to see how it ends. Right in front of me as the defense counsel.
Okay. Huh?
I want to fight.
Look, you fight, make up sex.
Yes,
Clearly
that's
how this is going. Why? What's this all about?
I know you have what it takes.
But Lord Von Zieks would never put his fate in my hands.
Yeah, he thinks I'm an asshole. I think he's a bitch.
Yeah,
On the contrary, he recognizes your talent.
he does.
I was his silent apprentice for how long?
Yeah.
He talks about you a lot. It's not easy to see behind the facade sometimes. Here, have a look at this.
Aw,
Oh, the babies.
that's...
Mm.
Oh no, they're both hot. He looks less angry.
Lord Von Zieks and Inspector Gregson.
in a photograph that must have been taken some time ago by the look of it. And who's the third person? The hot brother?
Yeah, hot brother.
It was displayed very prominently in the detective's office.
In Gregson's office, you mean?
What other detective do you know?
Gina!
Yeah, she has a photo of Gregson and Von Zieks together.
It's her most trusted
yes,
possession.
She just lifts like what are the words I want? Sentimental mementos from
Yes.
other people's desks and keeps them and just puts them on her desk casually, and then when they're like, hey, what the fuck? She's like, this is mine. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
this is my memory. Excuse you.
Gaslights them. Yes, what I'm trying to say is, if you really think you can trust the Reaper, you might find that some straight talking makes him take a different view. Oh, thanks, chat. I was trying to do that. And that's why I fumbled it. Take it.
Okay. I don't understand. Why are you giving me this?
Just hurry, Brunosuke. Visiting hours of the prison are almost over.
What are you doing, Kazuma? Okay. Alright. Let's go shove this in Von Zieks' face. Because I can. 1st of November. Local prison. Cell 1. Hey, I know you said you never wanted to see me again, but... Lord Von Zieks is still reading that letter. Maybe he's really bad at reading.
We've been gone quite some time, though.
Either he's an incredibly slow reader, or it's an incredibly long letter.
Or secret third option, he just keeps rereading it.
Yeah. I might even be able to read English faster than he can. He's over there sounding out vowels.
Cat.
Yes.
I was intending to ignore you entirely,
Well, good for you.
Okay.
but I can't turn a deaf ear to such insulting opponents.
Oh, sorry. Didn't think you'd hear that.
The case notes brought to me in secret. I was reading them to pass the time.
Yes, we heard that your trial is set for tomorrow.
Just none of your business.
So, have you found a lawyer?
Yes, me.
How many times must I reiterate the same thing? This has nothing to do with you.
In other words, no.
Thundering.
We were just talking to Lord Strongheart, and the prosecutor for your trial has been decided.
I'd expect nothing less, though I have no idea who it is.
It's going to be Kazuma Asogi.
Asogi!
That made
Wow,
the color drain
that's-
from his face.
Yup. Well then. Seems I'm going to have to engage in conversation with you again after all.
I know, it's such a chore for you.
Damn. 10 years ago, my older brother was the director of prosecutions at the time, was murdered. The killer, as you know, was a visiting student from the Far East. Not a single day goes by when I don't curse the name Asogi.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Genshin
Oh,
Asogi
what?
was... She's just gonna say that out loud in front of him. Great, good
Yep.
job.
Yeah,
Genshin
wow.
Asogi was Kazuma-sama's father.
So, what cruel twist of fate is this now, 10 years later? The man's son is to crucify me in some kangaroo court.
I still don't understand why Lord Strongheart apprenticed Kazuma to you.
It's what he does. No doubt he knew of the young man's true identity from the outset.
But what could he have been hoping to achieve?
Just being a dick.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that it was only 8 days ago that Kazuma recovered from his amnesia. Why would Lord Strongheart assign this trial to somebody like that?
Asogi. That name is the very epitome of my bane. Bane that is you Nipponese.
Right, your hatred
Woof.
of all us Japanese. Let's ask about the Nipponese bane.
Oh, why the fuck? That counter just keeps going up.
So far.
I'd only just been appointed as prosecutor when it happened 10 years ago. My brother Clint, the director of prosecutions, was hunting down a mass murderer
The so-called
So-
professor.
assigned to the investigation as his partner. Was a certain visiting student dispatched from Scotland Yard.
And that was Genshin Asogi?
Exactly. I developed a deep respect for the man. He seemed noble-minded and chivalrous to the extreme to me. But none of us saw the true nature of the man. So I lost everything when it happened. My esteemed brother, the people I believed in, and any semblance of right prevailing over wrong.
Oh, how awful.
Yeah, I get that you've got trauma, but that doesn't give you an excuse to be racist.
Real.
Hmm.
To avenge my brother, I prosecuted an Asogi's trial. It wouldn't ordinarily have been allowed, but I beleaguered the ascribed prosecutor until he consented.
I was so annoying.
What do you
No,
mean
I
by
did a favor.
Yeah.
what do you mean by the ascribed prosecutor?
Man in charge of the professor case inquiry, Lord Mayor Strongheart.
Wait, what? Lord Strongheart?
He was a highly accomplished prosecutor, but he agreed to relinquish the trial to me and act as my advisor instead. Since that time, he's the one person whom I've felt indebted.
I'm sure he must have seen your zeal for the case and recognized your potential as a prosecutor.
Or something fuck you's going down. Because I don't trust Strongheart.
Anyway, time passed. Then earlier this year, who should arrive in London but you?
Ah,
And of
Well,
all
goodness, I'm freaking-
things, as a lawyer.
Mm-hmm. I felt your animosity the first time I ever faced you in the courtroom. Your obvious deep loathing of us Japanese.
I kept telling myself it was logical. For so many years, that hatred had festered inside me. I could no longer control it.
And I can understand why, now I know the history.
But in the same way but I've long felt the Nipponese to be the bane of my life. To Kazuma Azuki, I am the bane of his, the Reaper who sent his father to the gallows. He's looking for revenge. He intends to take it in court tomorrow. Gregson transferred to the Paris Police Prefecture had finally been arranged for the coming month. But he'll never make it to France now. It's a tragedy.
Oh yeah, come to think of it, he did mention something about that, didn't he?
I wonder, does it happen often? Being transferred internationally, I mean?
It's the first time I've ever encountered it.
Oh,
The Paris police welcoming an English detective is almost inconceivable.
It's very inconceivable.
Shit.
I've never heard the French and the English being on good terms.
Shit. I can't imagine what kind of magic Gregson must have worked to put an arrangement in place.
It sounds like that mystery has even the Reaper perplexed.
I'm afraid to say that we were very ignorant about Inspector Gregson's standing. Blah. We hear that he was considered something of a legend at Scotland Yard.
Again, it was 10 years ago that he first made a name for himself, by uncovering a decisive piece of evidence that exposed the professor's identity. If it wasn't for Gregson's singular approach to the case, the discovery would have never been made.
What sort of approach?
After my brother's life was taken, the inspector pushed for a full autopsy.
Oh my, 10 years ago?
Why is that so surprising?
Autopsy was considered a desecration of the body at the time, and rarely performed. My brother was, of course, a noble. That made the idea of it even more unthinkable. But something Gregson had dug up in his investigations made him determined it was necessary. His powerful conviction somehow influenced the House of Lords. As a result, I could avenge my brother's death.
So, you must have had great confidence in the inspector's abilities then.
And it's even more inconceivable that you would have been that you would have taken his life.
I don't have confidence in anyone.
Oh,
I'm sure Gregson felt the same way. No doubt he thought of me as only the ominous Reaper, just like the rest of London.
What really went on between Lord Von Zieks and Gregson, I wonder? What was the true nature of their relationship? Hey, about that gun you lost. About the gun used to shoot the inspector that was found at the scene?
Ah yes, that's not mine.
Really? Because common opinion seems to be that it is.
What do you expect me to say to that?
Lord Strongheart informs us that you claim to have misplaced your firearm.
As embarrassing as that is, I'm afraid it's true.
When did you lose it then?
That, I don't know.
Oh,
I was issued with a revolver when I first became a prosecutor 10 years ago. Must have stowed it somewhere, I suppose. Or left it somewhere, perhaps.
it's almost like weapons should be registered, so that way, you know, you can tell whose it belongs to.
It's almost
Really?
like if you have a gun, maybe you should keep track of it.
Or that.
Yeah. Uh,
You'd also figure they're like, you know what, you're hired, here's your gun.
Yeah.
There's no way that we're going to be able to tell that this is yours in the future. If you have something in common with Lord Von Zeeks, after all, Mr. Naruhodo, a talent for misplacing things.
Was that really necessary, Susato? No, this has nothing to do with me. Don't drag me into it.
Oh. Woof.
Don't make the mistake of associating me with this Nipponese.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. Oh dear. The rift is very wide, isn't it?
So it's not decisive evidence, clearly. But it doesn't look good, that's for sure. Alright, well, let me show off the cute little photo I just got. Lord Von Zeeks, we came by this old photograph.
Where did you get that?
Well, first you see we got a Nickelback montage.
It was taken when I became a qualified prosecutor.
That's so cute.
It's almost unbelievable. I assumed it was long lost.
Is the man on the left there?
Yes, that's my brother, Clint.
It had to be, really. Apparently, this picture was prominently displayed in Gregson's office. He had a deep respect for you, you know. Were you aware of that?
Respect? That's nonsense.
No, we've heard someone attest to it very clearly. Inspector Gina Lestrade, no less.
Well, maybe once, yes. There was a time things were like that. We were brothers in arms, jovially discussing the future of justice and other such lofty subject matter. It was a nice glimpse of the past. I thank you.
I feel as though I got a nice glimpse of the past then, too. There was a glimmer of light in his eyes, a brief twinkle, an insight into the true nature of this man known to all as the stone-cold Reaper of the Bailey.
OMG, he said thank you. That's the magic word.
He said thank you one whole time.
Maverick, you abandoned your toy. She took it.
Mr. Naruhodo,
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
He said my name.
will you marry? I mean,
No! Oh, that's...
you know he's serious when he says your name.
Seriously. That's the first time he's ever used my actual name.
I don't like your last name. Would you mind changing it to mine? I've lost all confidence in my country's justice system. I don't trust the police, the judiciary, or lawyers.
Well, I have some fun facts for you. Both lawyers in the courtroom tomorrow are going to be not from your country.
Shit. There's still one thing I'm willing to believe in.
What's that? Is it me?
That which you see in the eyes of another across the courtroom. A simple determination to know the truth.
Okay, there had to have been a less gay way to say that. I'm so sorry. Lord Von Zeeks.
I know I made your heart flutter once or twice, but from the very first time we clashed in the Bailey, almost a year ago now, I couldn't deny it, even though I dearly wished I could.
Were you saddled with unnecessary feelings?
Shh, hold on, let me take my time. Here is a loathsome Nipponese who has absolute integrity as a lawyer.
I had zero experience, but I did have integrity. I had something.
There was only 2 other men I've known with the same look in their eyes. My brother, Clint, and Genshin Asogi.
The man he idolized and the man who betrayed his trust in the most hideous way.
When you showed me that photograph just now, it reminded me.
You mean this photograph?
Back then, I was able to laugh. Just like I looked at the photograph, and every time I looked, it made me laugh. Like, I was free of the shackles of mistrust that plagued me now. I looked to the future with hope. Since then, I've prosecuted myself against betrayal by refusing to trust anyone. But at times, the mire into which I've sunk makes it almost impossible to breathe.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say to this. What is your question?
So, Mr. Naruhodo,
Oh my god.
I want to believe in that look in your eyes. I need to believe in it.
Sato, this feels like a very private moment. Are you sure you want to be here for this?
In tomorrow's trial, will you advocate for me? Will you take my hand?
Of course I will. It would be an honor. Now beg on your knees.
Good lord. I'm so pleased, Mr. Naruhodo.
He's on his knees.
Yeah.
Then, wow, this I can't beat the allegations. Then, my life is in your hands.
For Lord Von Zeeks, that must have been an incredibly hard thing to ask. Which is why I simply cannot let the man down.
Oh, he begged. Just like he
Tomorrow,
wanted.
in the Old Bailey, against my old friend Kazuma. It wasn't the only thing that was hard in that prison. All right, we've hit our to be continued. We're gonna end here for tonight.
Ew.
Um,
Well, that was spicy. that turned into something at the end.
Did.
all
Write your
right,
fanfics now.
exactly. Next stream is Thursday.
Boys.
I had to check what day it was. Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Anyone got any announcements?
Happy.
Good God.
Am I allowed? Am I allowed?
You can do it, yes.
Okay, Lemur on the count of 3.
Oh my
1,
God.
2, 3. Happy
Happy
birthday to you. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
dear
dear Kels.
Kels. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to you.
to you.
Thank you.
Since it is very much now your birthday.
It is now my birthday.
Now it's your birthday. Now it's your birthday. Because we are past midnight. It is now
Mhm.
officially your birthday.
Thank
I
you.
will say, we did discuss this briefly when you left us alone to reboot OBS. And Mana was like, should we do it? And I was like, man, you're the one who lives closer. She's going to get you first.
True. That's why I asked. I was like, I didn't finish. I didn't finish. Like, I asked.
I love how, like, that was a concern. We have just made a whole bunch of, like, very racy jokes on this stream, but a happy birthday might have been a step too far.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
People get weird about their birthdays, man. I don't know.
Yeah, so that, yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yippee! So,
Yeah,
yeah,
so that's the
everyone,
announcement. Happy birthday!
happy birthday! Officially now.
Thank you. Any other announcements?
Nope, that was the big one.
Also, just a reminder that you can, on most map features, you can report things that are named incorrectly. There's a certain mountain and a body of water that we have discussed that you can tell those map services that are labeled wrong.
Yup.
Go do it.
100%.
Be annoying for Kelsey's birthday.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do it in my honor.
In your honor. The body of waters. Come on, guys.
Yeah, look, if they can rename that gulf, they could rename it to the Gulf of Kells.
Real.
Like,
I'm
come
gonna
on.
report it to be the Gulf of Kells. Like, that's what I'm gonna do.
I will say, my favorite meme name for it
Mhm.
was the Gulf of the Mojo Dojo Casa House.
Amazing.
Mojo Dojo Casa House.
Ah.
That's what I named my little housey in Utapri Live Emotion. That's actually what its name is. The
Hell
little
yeah.
chibi Utapris. Yeah, they are living in the Mojo Dojo Casa House. Like, yes, can confirm.
Amazing. Yeah, so do some level of chaos
Mhm.
tomorrow in honor of our fearless leader.
Yes, 100%.
Yes, go spread chaos in my name.
I'm so proud of you.
Excellent. Well, if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, keep watching along. As a reminder, we do this game every Tuesday, and then Lemur and I also play on Thursdays and Sundays. So come check us out. Below is a link to our YouTube channel. You can go check out any of the past stuff. So if you need to catch up on this game, please feel free. Most of the videos are up there now. I think there's a couple not on there yet, but you can still watch them video on demand on Twitch. So I think that's all we got. Thanks, everyone.
Goodbye.
Have a good night. Bye.
Ah.